You're telling me that one of the most feared names in the league could be available? That a player capable of changing the course of an entire defense might actually be about to switch uniforms? Look, we're talking about an athlete who can transform a franchise from mediocre to contender overnight. And now, a certain team is being urged to sacrifice something very valuable to bring him in. But is it worth it? Does this franchise have what it takes to make it happen? And more importantly, is this the right move or a gigantic mistake? Let's dive deep into this story. The situation is as follows. For years, this team has been struggling to find its defensive identity. It has gone through ups and downs, endured frustrating rebuilds, and now with a new management, it needs to make a decision that could define its future for the next few years. Now just imagine, you have a high pick in the upcoming draft, a pick that could yield a young, cheap talent ready to be molded within the team's system. But on the other side, there's a defensive monster available. A guy who can simply destroy any offensive plan and change the outcome of a game in a single play. The Panthers, holding the 8th overall pick in the 2025 draft, are being pressured to put this key piece on the table to bring a true terror of quarterbacks to Carolina. And that name? Myles Garrett. Yes, the same Garrett, one of the most dominant pass rushers in the NFL in recent years, could be seeking a new home after a trade request. But here's the question. Does this trade really make sense for Carolina at this moment? Dan Morgan, the new GM, is trying to build a solid and sustainable foundation, and giving up a top 10 pick for a veteran, no matter how talented he is, could be a huge risk. Remember, this defense has holes in multiple positions, and sacrificing the future for a single name could be too costly a gamble. Now let's be real. I get it. Myles Garrett is a special talent. He has already proven he can be one of the best in the league, and when placed in the right scheme, can instantly elevate any defense. But the Panthers need to stop and think. We're talking about a team that is still in the process of rebuilding. This franchise is not one player away from a Super Bowl. Yes, bringing in Garrett would mean an immediate impact, but at what cost? The team would be giving up a young, talented piece in the draft, a player who could help the franchise for many years at a much lower cost. And let's be honest, when was the last time we saw a rebuilding team sacrifice a high pick for a veteran, and it worked out? We can think of situations like the Bears trading for Khalil Mack's immediate impact, but without a solid plan around it, it ended up being too heavy an investment. What the Panthers need now is patience and smart roster management. Dan Morgan may be facing a decision that will define his legacy with the franchise. The fan base is divided. Some fans are pleading for the team to make this move and bring in a superstar to immediately strengthen the defense. Others say that this is a classic mistake of a franchise desperate to rush a process that should take time. And you, fan, what do you think about this? Is it worth giving up a young talent from the draft to bring in Myles Garrett? League analysts have already started to weigh in. Some say this trade would automatically make the Panthers a more competitive team in the NFC. Others believe it would be an impulsive and too costly move. And you? What do you think about this trade? Leave your opinion in the comments. Is it worth it or not? This decision could change everything for the Panthers. So if you want to keep up with every detail of this saga, subscribe to the channel now and turn on the notification bell. Leave a like if you believe Garrett should go to Carolina, and if you think the Panthers should hold on to that 8th pick and build through the draft, comment below. I want to know what you think. Until next time.